At the end of last year, I lost half of my flock to a dog attack. It's one of those problems that you can't engineer your way out of after the fact. It was a total system collapse. But now, it's time to rebuild. Inside of this incubator are 12 eggs. We are 14 days in with 7 days to go. And this isn't just about eggs. It's about recovering the biological heartbeat of this homestead. Incubation is pure automation. We've set the temperature to a precise 99.5 degrees, and the turner is rotating the eggs every few hours to keep the embryos from sticking. But in engineering, we look for single points of failure. If the power goes out or the sensor drifts, the mission ends. This is high stakes biology. We're at 0 out of 12 on the flock recovery scoreboard, and we're staying there for the next 7 days. But while the next generation of our chickens is developing inside, I've got plenty of work that I need to be doing out here to make sure that the world they come into is better than the one that we have. The dog attack happened back in November of last year. And the very first thing that I had to do immediately was fix this fence. Because one of our roosters at the time kept jumping the fence and enticing the dog. And guess what? He's a white German Shepherd. His prey drive is like up here. So I cannot blame him at all. I just should have fixed this fence way sooner. This fence isn't even technically mine, but I knew my chickens were going in and out of here pretty frequently. And what had happened was our chicken jumped over our neighbor's fence, enticed the dog. In between my two neighbors, it's only a 4-foot fence. So the chicken jumped that fence, came back here, ran into our yard, and the dog followed him. He used a wood pile to clear the fence, and then he came into the yard, and then the rest is history. Honestly, the biggest thing that I learned from this experience is taking ownership of something. This fence isn't even technically mine, but if I would have taken ownership of the situation earlier and fixed the fence, it probably would have never happened. So now it's time to tackle the rest of these projects because it's my responsibility to ensure that these chickens have a safe place to live. So now what we need to do is make them a little nursery. And this year we're thinking about setting them up inside of our chicken coop. Because in years past, we've had them in a brooder indoors, and as they grow, they just make a mess. There's dust everywhere, all over the house, and we've got 3 kids now, and it just does not fit our lifestyle. Plus, we have this beautiful coop that has plenty of space. So why not just figure out a way to make them a little nursery inside? This is why it's good to make a big chicken coop. So what I'm thinking about doing is basically boxing off this area with some sort of chicken wire or welded wire, so that way they can have all this little space over here. They'll be able to integrate themselves with our older chickens, and our older chickens will still have access to the roosting bars, the nesting boxes, and have access to inside and outside. And one thing that we had problems with in the past is when we were using our exterior chicken run and raising our chicks last year in there, they never associated this coop with home. And now we know that raising them in here, as soon as we let them out for the first time, they're going to know exactly where they need to come back to at nighttime. Another big reason why the system collapsed was because the chickens weren't protected. I love letting them free range because I can see that they love doing their chicken thing, digging and scratching, but it shows having a dedicated run is even more important. If they were in their chicken run that day, we probably wouldn't have lost as many chickens as we did. And even though they have a ton of existing space in their current chicken run, I'm gonna open the gates and give them some new places to roam. I'm gonna have to be super quick about this because you can already see they're interested. They know what's going on and they're gonna try to break free. One of them literally already got out. Like 2 seconds. I turned my head away. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I just planted over here. Yeah, see this brand new rhubarb. Try to make some accommodations because Yodel still jumps over still. Let's go. No, no, no. No, no. Get back there. Get back there. Get back there. Come on. Up and over. Get in there. Go, go, go. No, 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 no. Other way. No, strawberry. No, 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 no. There we go. Thank you. This makes me happy. They're already getting after it. This is great cover for them, and they're doing their thing, scratching up. Get rid of all those weeds from you girlies. As I was setting up their new run, I had a brilliant idea to solve one of the biggest problems that I am having in the garden. Salty! What you doing? You ready for a surprise? In my garden, I have a ton of mulch pathways, and they notoriously grow a ton of weeds. So, who better to make my life easier than the chickens? A part of the reason why I was keeping them cooped up is because they love to dig and scratch. So, why not utilize them for what they were built to do? There is nothing better than a happy employee doing what they love. But previously, I never would have thought about letting my chickens into the garden because they could easily just jump into the beds, start digging and scratching around, and killing all of my plants. But then I had the bright idea of just surrounding my garden beds with bird netting, keeping the plants safe inside and letting the chickens happily do their thing and destroying all of these weeds in our mulch pathways. As the incubator hums away, there's only a few days left until our baby chicks hatch. And now I know my flock is safe. And my garden is being managed by my new weeding crew. This is a big win for all of us, and one step closer to restoring and protecting the heartbeat of our homestead. Next week, we focus on bringing our off grid rainwater collection systems online to keep that garden engine running. And hopefully, we have some baby chicks hatch to bring even more life to the homestead. Subscribe to our channel to see the latest episodes of the Backyard Food Project and all of the updates that we post throughout the week. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!